Greetings fellow Decepticons, Sandblaster1987 here, continuing my Pseudo Chronicle Kamen Rider reviews with Kamen Rider Ouja from the Ryuki series in 2003. As you can see here, Kamen Rider Ouja is his purple, black and silver King Snake / Cobra type appearance, accurate to the show. And like all the other Pseudo Chronicle 4-inch candy toy model kit figures that I've reviewed in the past, he's got a ball joint at the neck with a second ball joint below it for additional wiggle room, somewhat restricted by the collar of the chest plate, but it does give him relatively accurate range of motion to the original show suit. Then a sliding joint of the shoulder which allows for a sort of butterfly motion back and forth for reaching across the chest and that kind of thing. Then a universal hinge at the shoulder, which allows for swiveling back and forth as well as up and down. Bicep swivel. Watch out though, because it could easily come out of the joint altogether if you swing it about too much. A single hinge at the elbow, it can bend both ways for injury mode. And ball jointed rubber fists for hand swapping and such like. Well, some of them are rubber, some of them are solid plastic. Then there's a ball joint in the mid-torso for ab crunch type motion and faking a waist swivel and such like. Ball jointed hips for universal motion, plus a thigh swivel which is within the ball joint socket, so you've got to really hold the ball joint socket still to get the thigh swivel working, otherwise you'll pop the leg right off, as you can see here. Really deep knee bend, not double jointed, but it'll do. And ball jointed ankles for expressive foot poses. No toe hinge though, only the master grade 9.5-inch Kamen Rider model kits have those. And for accessories he comes with two versions of the snake staff he uses. One with the card slot open so he can put his advent cards in, and one closed for his standard weapon mode. Then you've got the Venosaber, the sort of spiral sword thing that came from the tip of the tail of his contract creature, Venosnaker. I'll be reviewing Venosnaker separately in the Genocider set when I get it for Christmas later this year, so stay tuned for January to see how that works. Then you also get splayed open gesturing hands, a contract card or advent card holding hand, a different card holding hand, a sword / staff gripping hand for both arms, and closed fists as alternative hand variants, as well as the two card holding hand for the scene in the final movie where he was using multiple contract cards at once in order to combine his contract creature Genocider together as a full hybrid between Venosnaker, Metal Gearless and Evil Diver. I'll touch on Evil Diver and Metal Gearless in the Genocider reviews down the line, so stay tuned for those. For size comparison, here is Kamen Rider Ouja with the Pseudo Chronicle kits for Kamen Rider Raia, the Stingray, and Kamen Rider Guy, the Rhinoceros. These three together are the Genocider Riders, or they would be if Ouja hadn't murdered the other two and stolen their cards. Then, for comparison, here the Genocider trio are with the 6-inch figurized standard Kamen Rider Ryuki model kit. Fingers crossed that these three get figurized standard kits of their own someday, so that they're larger and more articulated than their current forms. As you can see, Ryuki looms over them because they're only about 4 inches as opposed to 6. I'll leave a link in the description below for my Ryuki review. Also, I brought the sticker sheet with me for this video so that you can see that there are multiple options for which contract cards to put on the card holding hands for these figures. So there's the sword vent, the summon vent and the final vent attack versions of the card designs. So that more or less concludes my Kamen Rider Ouja figurized standard, Pseudo Chronicle figure review. Before I leave off, I'll just quickly note that the display stand has a 360-degree friction circular peg that connects to the backside, and there's also a hinge on it, and there's also a ball joint that connects to the base platform for additional posers and such like, and also there are pegs, slots, ports, etc. on the display arm for different accessories to be stored. So, that concludes my Ouja review. I've been Sandblaster1987. Join me next time for another Kamen Rider Ryuki Pseudo Chronicle Candy Toy Kit review, when I will be looking at Kamen Rider Ryuki. Until then, till all are one.